change of pace.
Welcome to the Change of Pace podcast. In this episode, we're going to be covering game one of the NBA Finals between the Spurs and the Knicks that just finished a couple hours ago. We'll also go over the OKC Spurs series briefly. Obviously, that went seven, and OKC went home on their home court. So let's just do a deep dive into that. We didn't do a pre-finals prediction podcast to kind of break it down, but we can do that like now too. But I don't know. I just want to hear unfiltered thoughts on game one. Pretty close game the entire way around. It looked like the Spurs had control, especially going into the second half, ending on like a bit of a run. I think up seven with that Champagny three. But the Knicks come storming back. Jalen Brunson, big fourth quarter. And it just felt like Wemby couldn't really get anything going. They weren't giving him a ton of calls. He was flailing all over the place. Spurs, I don't know how it ended, but it felt like the Spurs won the free throw battle, especially in the first half. It was like they're kind of killing him in that. But I don't know. Incredible defensive effort on Wemby from Cat and Mitchell Robinson in the second half. So yeah, cheers to you guys' thoughts.
So you want to go for it?
Yeah. I thought this was a pretty complete Knicks win. Everyone on the roster kind of did their role to what they do the best. Like Karl Anthony Towns, surprisingly, amazing defense on Wemby tonight. Like that's a guy who you don't think is a perfect matchup because of the slow foot speed, like against Wemby, who can really, break down a lot of these big footed centers. I thought he did a great job, especially because of how the Knicks were able to shrink the floor and make Wemby kind of into a driver, just try to go straight at Cat's chest. And at the end of the day, Cat is a lot bigger. Brunson obviously closed him out, like you said, excellent in the fourth quarter. OG hit some big shots throughout the game to keep him in it and played some excellent weak side defense. Josh Hart, 15 rebounds, just like skying for defensive rebounds, making sure none of these Spurs guards would like get on the offensive glass. 6 assists, 4 steals. And then off the bench, I thought Mitchell Robinson was big in his minutes, played great defense on Wemby. And then Landry Shamet and Jose Alvarado also excellent off the bench.
Mhm.
So just a complete team win. And on the Spurs side, it was really disappointing by Wemby. I thought this was probably the worst game of the playoffs for him. This one or game five, I think, were pretty close against the Thunder.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Spurs against the Thunder, they had like a confidence you could see in a lot of these games where like even if they were losing, it was like they had a lot of poise. This one just felt like a mess. They played well in that first half, like you said, but even then, it was a lot of Julian Champagny, Dylan Harper. The stars weren't really coming up to play. And it
Yeah.
felt like a lot of the guys who typically make a huge impact, like Wemby, like Castle, like Fox, were just really unimpactful at the end of the day. And they felt a lot less deep than you would expect from the Spurs team.
Yeah, I'm surprised Keldon only got like what eight or so minutes.
8 minutes.
Good
Yeah.
against OKC. Barnes getting 4 more minutes than Keldon. I don't know why. That didn't make much sense to me. But the second half was really rough for the Spurs. They had an 88 offensive rating. Shot two of
Wow.
19 from three. Champagny didn't make a shot. Fox had 3 points on 5 shots, and Wemby turned it over 4 times. Um, so it kind of felt like they went up 13 and then they all of a sudden just collapsed. It kind of went away what was working for them. But I think Cat was the story, like on both ends, honestly, with Wemby. Like you said, side defensively, he was able to get up under him. And Wemby kind of like he doesn't really have a go-to move yet, so his instinct is to just like kind of drive. But when he drives, he kind of puts his head down and like his head physically goes down, and then like we saw him turn the ball over a couple times because like they're just digging in. OG got a
Exactly.
too. And then on the other end, I mean, there was a couple times. I mean, Wemby was just overplaying Cat. It felt like I understand wanting to be physical with him, especially because he's been such a hub for the Knicks offense in the playoffs. But I still think you're 7'5" or 7'4", whatever. You can take a step back, put a hand up, and so he's not going to shoot that three. And don't give him the lane because all Cat is doing is giving him a quick move. He has a lower center of gravity. He's a little quicker. Um, in the half court and he's much stronger, right? So one quick move to get him off balance. And I mean, how many times, even the one that Wemby blocked in, I think, the second quarter, um, it was still, Wemby was still behind the play. He's just so long that he can block that. But it felt like so many times, Wemby was just getting beat off the dribble. And like, yeah, he's not a great perimeter defender, but it felt like even in the first half, the Knicks were getting some good looks. They weren't making them, but it really felt like the Spurs point of attack defense just wasn't to the level it needs to be in the finals. I felt like Brunson was getting away a little too easily. I mean, he took 31 shots and he only made 12, but I don't think a ton of them were bad looks. Like
Yeah.
I think maybe 5 or 6 of them were not great looks, but other than that, like I'm looking at the Knicks. Like OG got some good looks. He hit a tough one over Wemby.
Mhm.
Mikal was kind of silent, but like Shaman got some decent ones too. I thought the Knicks process was like really good today, and I think the Spurs have a lot to change in game two. I think one thing they got to do is just like I think like Sai, we've talked about this, like they have to run more pick and roll with Wemby. I mean, like his roll gravity is so important, and he creates so many corner threes for them. I mean, they shot how many corners? They shot 14 corner threes. The Knicks shot 13. And the Knicks were 8 for
Mhm.
13. Spurs were 6 for 14. And it is a make or miss league, and like Champagny had a huge first half, fell off in the second. But
Mhm.
they need to be generating more corner threes than the Knicks, right? And
Yeah.
it just didn't feel like their offense really had much of a plan other than like trying to ISO. And you can't ISO these Knicks players because against OKC they had the physical advantage, right? Like you have like guys like McCain out there, even Shea sometimes like Bridges and OG and Josh Hart, like those aren't guys to easily physically overwhelm. So I don't know. Like I don't know. What do you guys think? What
I
adjustments can be made?
I want to touch on the thing you said about them kind of like overplaying on the three. I think just the fact the Knicks were so fucking like on fire coming into the finals is kind of like that's why they're kind of overreacting to that. And again, they are shooting like historically from three in that like whatever 11 game win streak they were on before today. So it makes sense. But yeah, it did feel like they were like the Spurs perimeter defense. I mean, I think they also try to funnel them to Wemby. Like I think that's the whole point. And it felt like the Knicks did actually get a lot of open looks. Like we were worried about Wemby kind of just like being left on a shooter and being forced to roam and just leaving. Like five out did totally work against the Spurs. So I think that's definitely something they have to adjust. Um, it's just I think another thing completely unrelated, by the way. Dylan Harper played 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. That's super weird to me,
Yeah.
especially in a game where De'Aaron Fox went 3 of 13 from the field and his decision making in clutch time. Like De'Aaron Fox, he's gonna play the same. He's gonna take the same shots in clutch time, whether he's on or off. And when he is not playing well, and he starts taking those shots, hitting like hard off back rim, you just and he doesn't even look, he looks off Wemby essentially. It's a recipe for disaster, and that's what it felt like this game. You need someone like Dylan Harper out there he was like bodying the shit out of Brunson. He was bodying the shit out of all these guys, as was Stephon Castle. So I mean, yeah, it's a tough game from the two stars. They combined for like 10 of 33 from the field. I don't think it'll happen again. But like I pointed out earlier, Wemby's inability to get to his spots was it's like very, very bad. Like watching him struggle. I mean, he shot 13 free throws today. He probably thought he deserved more free throws. But no, I thought it was great defense by Cat, great defense by Mitchell Robinson, and I mean, yeah, they all made it really tough for him.
Yeah, I was gonna add like I thought in that first half, the Spurs were playing with a lot of pace, both teams were, and I felt like that was to their advantage, right? They're a young team, and in the half court, they don't get the same mismatches they do. Like you're trying to, if you're the Spurs, you're trying to just get, you're trying to get Brunson on whoever, like any of the guards as soon as possible, and in half court, and you'll get those cross matches. And you'll get the corner threes just by the virtue of the fact that you can get so many drives having Brunson on you. And I felt in the second half they just slowed the game down a lot more, and that just gave New York the advantage. And then
Yeah.
specifically, they were a lot more prepared for the corner threes in the second half as well. They definitely like overplayed to that, and the Spurs like weren't. It didn't feel like they were willing to kick it around, and even if when they did, they just didn't hit the shots that they usually do.
Hmm.
Going over like the fourth quarter, right? This I think it was the Knicks were up 6, and then the Spurs kind of stormed back. It was 7-0 run. Wemby hits a corner three. That one made it from like a 7 point game to a 4 point game. It seemed like the
Yeah.
Knicks were kind of getting away with it. And then Wemby hits another and one, then gets to the line, and you finally feel like he's kind of getting the advantages he usually gets, and has his normal sense of dominance. And then as soon as that happens, Brunson hits a corner three, and the Spurs go silent. Like De'Aaron Fox, like you said, mid-range jumper, hard back rim, and then on the other end fouls. I think Cat for 2 free throws, and then
Hmm.
Brunson hits his clutch three to kind of bury the
Dude,
Spurs.
yeah.
Clutch jumper over Champagny in the mid-range. So it felt like they just didn't. They felt a lot more like a young team, right? Like you didn't see that in the Thunder series as much, like the youth.
Yeah.
But Wemby had some horrid offensive
The
possessions.
turnovers were bad. Wemby's
Not even.
turnovers, holding the ball lower, like something, and they're able
Yeah.
to poke it up from every time. Sorry, go ahead, Si.
I was just gonna say like he had side rim on like three shots. He like, over the backboard. He like couldn't
He's trying
catch
to bank it in. It looked bad.
like
Yeah.
one of the possessions like at the end of the game he just dribbled it off his foot and that gave Brunson that
That was the
shot like
game.
that was the game, right? So it's like
Yeah.
a lot of youth. I think this was their first finals game, so you kind of expect that. But at the same time, this was a team that's played so above their years, so it's a little shocking to see this kind of finally happen. But
I
it
mean,
does
it's a
remind
lot
me
of
of
the.
game one Timberwolves in a way. So I was just gonna mention like
I mean, it's a lot of the
yeah,
Knicks. Brunson's first finals game too. Like
true,
Gad's first
Yeah.
finals game too. Obviously, they're a lot older and they have playoff
They
experience.
have Clarkson though, bro. So like that's
true, true.
Oh God, I honestly forgot he was in the 2018 finals because I haven't watched a single lick of that series except for
just just
game
watch
one.
the first four
Bridges was in the
quarters of
finals.
game one.
Yeah.
Huh?
Bridges was in the finals too.
Who
Who?
was?
Mikhail, right? On the Suns.
Oh
Oh yeah.
right, yeah.
True.
2021, he was in the finals,
And he
yeah.
was and he was he
And
was
OG was hurt on the bench in
True,
2019 for the
true.
Raptors. Yeah,
It's some
look at
experience.
that.
man, it's
Yeah,
just Josh Hart, the fact that he had 15 boards and he was a plus
dude,
22 in the
he's
paint.
him. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Josh Hart.
And for
It's like
all
he's
like
making
the
Wemby run. Yeah.
all of the offensive deficiencies that he is still just so worth the start and so
Yep.
worth giving 25 minutes to because
Yeah.
he just gives you so many intangible things that like you need to win a scrappy game like this. And he was over three, but he's gonna have a game in this series where he probably hits like three or four threes. And
So true.
it'll be the Knicks probably at home, games three or four. Um, yeah, I mean, really tough loss for the Spurs. And the thing that's scary for the Spurs is it kind of feels like, I mean, didn't really happen with OKC, but I feel like against the Spurs, especially because of Wemby, it takes some time to adjust to like the way that they play defense and like this soft zone that they have where Wemby's like just guarding the weak side and then they'll like quickly rotate over so that he's still by the rim and stuff. And even just how your jump shots have to be like we saw OG like almost airball like 8 footer because like Wemby like almost blocked it. Like I think as the series goes on, you almost get more comfortable against the Spurs defense and against Wemby. Obviously, like it's not like oh it worked for OKC and they're just easier to beat later in the series, but there is still some like psychological aspect of the fact that you get used to how they play defense.
Yep.
So like you kind of feel like the Spurs really had to win this game one, especially now like a really young team. How do they handle adversity down 1-0 in the
Yeah.
finals?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, the thing is, against OKC, they were down 2-1. They were down 3-2. Against Minnesota, they're down 1-0. So I think they have the ability to challenge this adversity. But like at the same time, this Knicks team is on a historic run, 12 straight wins.
That's
I think
insane.
like 11 of them by double digits, pretty much, and
Yeah.
including this
Yeah,
one,
they're still at
which
double digits too. Like this one
uh,
shouldn't count, but yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, yeah, it's still 10
yeah.
points. I just think
Yeah.
I agree this did feel like a big win, but at the same time, there's a lot of adjustments Mitch Johnson can make. I really didn't like their defensive approach the first half, like you said.
Mhm.
I felt like they got bailed out by the Knicks just not shooting well from three.
Yeah.
Shamit didn't shoot well to start off the game. He shot a lot better later.
Wemby has to
Brunson,
start. I feel like Wemby has to start on Josh Hart. The fact
yeah,
that they even wanted to try putting him on Cat, why? I mean, Cat's a floor spacer. They can go to so many different sets where Wemby's not in the paint.
yeah,
And they did try to put like a small on him, and then there was one where like he got a sideline out of bounds and he got a lob pass over. And like that is the risk of running a small on Cat. But it's you need the whole crux of your defense is Wemby being in the paint. Put him on Hart and live with Hart shooting. Like I
Yeah,
believe
absolutely.
they didn't start the game like that.
yeah, I
I
agree. I think,
also, yeah,
sorry, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I was
No,
just
I
gonna
was gonna
say,
say,
oh, fuck.
sorry. Oh, you go first. You go
Oh,
first. Go.
Here
Speak,
it
speak,
comes.
speak.
All right, yeah, yeah. So I was gonna say, like, I think the advantage you have with Wemby on Cat is the fact that Cat actually has to space out, right? Like, Cat was running the middle of the floor, and he can't really do that when Wemby's right in front of him because the middle of the floor is just gone with Wemby. So I think that's an advantage, and also with having Wemby play up so much, it's like you make these passes that Cat's been making so much harder just because his arms are everywhere. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I felt like Cat just, like you said, he got downhill on Wemby like 3 or 4 times, got blocked on one, but just like was able to get down really effectively.
Mhm.
And at the same time, it just felt like guys like Josh Hart, like they were able to get rebounds as well, just by the amount of distance Wemby was from the rim. Like he had what, like 12 rebounds, but like out rebounded by Josh Hart. Didn't feel like he was a super big presence on the offensive glass. And Mitchell
He
Robinson,
did have 4 offensive rebounds, which is surprising. I didn't,
yeah.
and yeah, I was surprised by that number. But yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. And Josh Hart 4 steals too is huge.
Mm.
OG also it felt like he only had 1 steal and a block. He had like a nice steal on Wemby, like Sahil said. Um, what I want to talk about was the Spurs approach offensively. If you look at this is one of my notes like coming into this series. The bench for the Knicks is like all guards, dude. And
Yeah.
you think of how physical these guys like Keldon Johnson, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper play. They should really be punishing these small guards. Like they shouldn't need to attempt this many threes. Even Devin Vassell can like the average height of Deuce McBride, Jose Alvarado, Jordan Clarkson, and Landry Shamet is like 6'3". 6'3", like 200 pounds, bro. Like they should be dominating this matchup inside, and it's crazy to me that they're not. I mean, look at the shoot 3-point attempts, right? Victor Wembanyama 2 for 9. De'Aaron Fox, who is a more physical player than any of those 4 that I mentioned, over 4. Devin Vassell 1 for 6. Stephon Castle attempted 5 threes. That shouldn't be happening. Okay, and then you look through the bench. Dylan Harper 1 for 4. That's fine. Keldon Johnson 1 for 2. Harrison Barnes 0 for 2. Carter Bryant 0 for that doesn't matter, but I just feel like they could be the starting lineup for the Knicks is an extremely physical starting lineup. Once you go to the bench, they shouldn't be able like the same way they're trying to punish you with their 5 out spacing with all these shooters, you should be able to punish them back offensively. Like Josh Hart is the biggest person who plays in that bench lineup. He should not be getting 15 rebounds on you, and you guys should be able to find ways to score. So and that being said, like the Spurs are up like big.
Yeah.
Castle was kind of finding a way to beat Hart. I thought that's why they. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more OG on Castle next game
Yeah.
because like it seemed like Hart was kind of struggling a little bit in that matchup.
He was very physical on him. Yeah. Stephon Castle was. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what are other thoughts on the game, guys? Do you
I
think we're
like
gonna see
the
limit minutes for anyone else? Yeah.
I like the Mitch Rob minutes. I mean, he was a -4, but there was like a couple plays where they ran like a snake pick and roll and Brunson snaked it, and then Mitch Rob had a really nice like seal on Wemby. And like he's kind of like the Hartenstein guy that you can kind of throw out there. And Cat has a little bit of that too, where they're just like a lot.
Cat did that. Yeah.
And Cat's a little shorter than Mitch Rob, so like he won't seal him as well, and he's probably more floor spacing. But like when Mitch Rob is in there and Cat's like, oh, let me just go sit in the bay next to him, like Mitch Rob should be bullying the hell out of him down there, and that makes Brunson's like 8 footers, 6 footers, and that's like makes all the difference. He played only 13 minutes, but like it felt like an effective 13 minutes.
Yeah, I think with Robinson too, like his every time Wemby has to pay so much attention with him on the offensive glass, like it feels like every position like Wemby's kind of out of where he should be or like not as aggressive as that helper because Mitchell Robinson's just gonna get in behind him and get an offensive rebound. And even though he wasn't like super effective on the glass, like he was really close. Like Cornette did a good job and Wemby did a good job, but it felt like it opened up a lot of opportunities for Brunson and the other guys as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, looking at the series, like it kind of just feels like the Knicks are just they're just a much better offense than OKC. What that the broke version of OKC
I
was.
don't know about that, but
Real like
I
you
don't
have like your spacing is so
know.
good.
Right.
Like the way that Mike Brown has this team running, it feels like they're never like in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Sure.
Like it's always swing, swing. Like they all know. It feels like they know what they're doing. And even like Minnesota too. And I don't even remember who the Spurs played. Who they played in
Portland.
Portland?
Portland.
Blazers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Blazers. Like this definitely is the most potent offense
Mhm.
that the Spurs will face. I do want to see what they can figure out. Also, a couple times I felt like the Knicks were able to get out in transition, and because like we were all like, "Oh, Wemby, you need to be like rolling," and that roll gravity is like what makes the Spurs offense go. But like the moment that he does roll, like he's getting 94 feet away from the other end, and like if
Yeah.
there's any sort of long rebounds or any like quick outlets, like you can run on the Spurs team, even though they're a good transition defense.
Yeah.
Like you should be running against them as much as you can.
Yeah.
I would just
Um,
say with
yeah,
like comparing the matchups, like I just think the difference is the fact that you have this 5 out option, and then Thunder didn't really have that at all. That's
exactly.
the difference. Like I agree that the Knicks offense is better, but The Thunder could get hot, and that was something you worried about with just with the amount of pressure they put on Shea. I wonder if the Knicks do take a or the Spurs do take a similar approach with how they guarded Shea and just like put so much attention on him, because it felt like Brunson kind of was a little too comfortable in my opinion, especially down the stretch. Like he
Yes.
was having a lot of one-on-one matchups with Champagnie. He had with a lot of, especially with Champagnie, they're just willing to give up that switch like pretty easily, and it didn't really give the gap help. Like they were just hoping on Wemby to kind of apply the pressure. But like when you're in the mid range, that's kind of where Brunson shines, and also like where Wemby's not going to be
Wemby doesn't come out,
completely.
bro.
Yeah,
He
he doesn't
doesn't come
know.
too far out of the paint. We
But then
noticed that
at
in
this,
times in the Thunder series too.
Yeah.
He refuses to come to that like 15-foot area. He wants to stay within like 10 feet of the hoop field.
but then at the same time, if you force a guy to shoot 12 for 31, like, do you really want to be overhelping?
It's not gonna happen. Like Brunson is not an inefficient player. He's not gonna do this. Like this is like probably the worst Brunson game we're gonna
I
get.
mean, he was really
I don't
bad
know.
to start up the game, I felt like.
Yeah,
He
and he
kind of
was hurt
figured it
too.
out. Yeah, that too.
13 points in the fourth quarter. He was getting to his spots. That final shot, they could have easily been a foul on that too. Like, I don't know. It feels like I would be kind of concerned. Do you guys feel like Wemby's a little worn down? It just felt
Definitely.
like over the course of the game, especially with that 5-out offense and like Josh Hart, like just even in that what I was thinking in I think the second quarter, Wemby had that block on Josh Hart, then he had the three on the other end. Remember that?
Yeah.
Josh Hart was coming so fast up the court. Yeah, I actually thought Wemby was like, dude, like literally thinking to himself, fuck, he's running really fast. I did not expect this. He obviously swats a shit out of him. But it's plays like that where Josh Hart's motor is just unlimited. We've seen Wemby get worn down by Isaiah Hartenstein. We kind of saw it in this game, worn down by the entire defense of the or the entire Knicks team. I just feel like that's like a very, very key reason why toward the end of the game, Brunson is feeling much more comfortable. Wemby feels less confident being able to roam, having expended so much energy. And on top of that, it will also lead to like six turnovers, just like something as simple as like losing the ball off your foot. That is because of this fatigue from the first like 45 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
So
Also, like
yeah,
the rest advantage is a real thing. Like the Knicks had a week and a half off because of the sweep they had on the Cavs, right? Like the 7 game series with the Thunder, that's a grueling series. Game 7 was Saturday, and now here they are Wednesday, just kind of completely different matchup with the Knicks be able to be pretty much completely rested, other than Mitchell Robinson with dealing with that pinky injury. Like were able to get a lot. That's the big advantage with having and even though they weren't at home court, like that's what you get. Like you're able to be much more comfortable down the stretch. I also think with Wemby though, like he's on and off with his effort level and his
yeah,
composure. Like when he is like completely locked in, like it doesn't like you'll see one game you feel like, oh, maybe he's worn down. The next game he drops like 35 and has 6 blocks. Like you never really know with him.
I think
that's why. Yeah,
his mindset is elite. Like even
Yeah.
that pull-up three he hit, or that like walk-in transition catch and shoot three at the end of the game when they were like down eight, and he's like, I like that he's like, I'm gonna shoot.
yeah,
We're not going down without me swinging a little bit here. Like he wasn't content to just like he shot 21 shots. Like I like that for him, and I'm okay with him shooting threes, honestly. Like he's a good catch and shoot 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Now, when we get into like these like dribble pull-ups and like these he loves doing this like where he picks the ball up and takes 2 steps and like just to create some extra space. Like I don't love those kind of shots too much. I wish they need to just simplify his shot diet, especially while who he is right now. In the future, I beg that he gets a jump hook, just like some type of post game or anything.
keep
Like
pushing that, bro. Yeah,
they've
Yeah.
scouted the hell out of his spin move. Like
yeah.
we know you want to spin. Like we know you want to spin. So I mean, he has to come up with a counter, and I just don't know. He's so young and he's like so raw that I like don't know if he has the counters to like um compete in this series. I had Spurs in six. Don't feel great about it right now. But it's still a possibility.
Oh, definitely.
But man, this is a really impressive win from New York.
Wemby, he's over dribbling. Like I think the Spurs, they need like their ball. I don't know. It feels weird to say they don't have enough elite ball handlers, but like Wemby should not be dribbling this much against this many good defenders who always have their hands in the cookie jar. It isn't. I don't know. Even Cat, like it just felt like truly like hopeless watching him go one on one against Cat. He was just getting bodied. Like he was not able to like seeing him flail like that possession after possession was wild to me. Like vastly different than his OKC thing.
Even
Being,
against
yeah,
OKC, he had a couple where like all he can do is like chuck it up against the backboard
yeah.
that he can go get. Like that's the most like I know you don't know what you're doing out
It
there.
looks pathetic at
It's
the
like a
end
deer in
when it
headlights.
doesn't
Like let me
work.
just go
Yeah.
figure it out. I can't believe that Dylan Harper didn't finish this game. If I'm him and I'm just cooking in a finals game one, and you don't put me
That's
into the
crazy.
fourth quarter, I'm
Yeah.
crashing out on my coach, bro.
And you're letting De'Aaron fucking Fox go inside. Like it's not like Steph Curry's playing ahead of him, dude. It's De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, that was tough to me. I mean, I think game two, like you said, Sai, we saw like in game two of the Thunder series where Isaiah Hartenstein seemed to like lock up Wemby. He had him looking tired. He was getting like killing him the offensive. Is Sai frozen for you too? No, he's not. Okay, sorry. He killed him on the offensive glass. And it just feels like that might have been this game with Cat. Like it feels like Cat kind of like owned that. He did own that matchup on
Yeah.
both ends. But in a second, like we see the script flip. These guys
Exactly.
shot like 11 of 30 from three. This will change next game. They might go back. Like they need to shoot above 30% from three to even have a chance in this series. That was one of the other things I discussed in my notes. Like if the Spurs aren't hitting shots, at least shooting like 35% from three, there's no shot they win this series. Also, limiting the turnovers, another big thing. For me, how many turnovers do they have today?
I think
They have
11?
13, I think.
only
Knicks,
13.
Yeah,
That doesn't
13.
Knicks
feel
only had eight.
crazy. But the Knicks had eight. Yeah, they lost the turnover battle still.
Yeah, the Knicks
And
had
also
7 in the
eight
first half,
steals.
1 in the second half. Like that's where they completely flipped the switch too.
Yeah, that's
Slowing the
huge.
game down too. Like they were just really conservative with the ball.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the Spurs just shot like shit from the field. Like this was an ugly game. 32 of
Yeah.
89 is tough. Um,
I think another
so
guy we
yeah.
should mention is Devin Vassell. I feel like he's so important
Yeah.
every time the Spurs do end up winning. He just hits big shots. I thought OG played like just superb defense on him, just made him
Mhm.
completely uncomfortable. Like usually in the mid range, you can just rise up against a lot of smaller defenders. And with OKC, they just don't have the wings, right? They had J-Dub and he was out for most of this series, right?
Yeah.
So against like smaller defenders like Casey Wallace or even like AJ Mitchell, Lou Dort, like he just rise up on those guys. But like with OG Anunoby, 6'8", like bigger than Devin Vassell. And then like even in that mid range, he's just not comfortable. And then 1 for 6 from three again, like did not shoot well. So whenever he shoots well and Champagne shoots well, like that team's really, really hard to stop. Like 95 points from the Spurs is pretty tough. Like you're not going to win a game
Yeah.
against the Knicks like that. I don't think it's going to happen again though. So we'll see.
Honestly, I feel like the more I watch Wemby and like the way that like Cat, for example, is able to give him problems, I feel like Giannis's trade value is going up because like there's just not that many guys that can do this to Wemby, you know? And like we saw Chet look like literally neutralized by
Yeah.
it. But then you have like a stocky Cat who's like able to
Hold
really
his
give problems.
ground.
And then
Yeah.
like yeah, like Giannis is like also a really good match for him. I mean, he doesn't have the same shot, but he's able to finish around the rim. But I'm like, there's not a lot of other guys out in the league that I can think of that are like this well equipped to handle Wemby. And
I think,
How old is Cat? Like 29, 30?
yeah, I think
Yeah, Cat must be 30. Wow, we're old, bro. 2015 draft is 30 now.
Yeah.
yeah,
Shit.
dude, D Book
Okay.
is old as hell. Anyways,
Yeah, it's 30. Yeah.
I was gonna say with Cat, I think as good as Giannis is, obviously, I think the major advantage Cat is that Wemby like has to guard him. You know what I mean? Like from the 3-point line, just the amount of space. Like any center, I feel like a lot of centers can do like some damage on Wemby, right? Like Hart did a great job defending him. I thought Jay Will playoffs. Like that's why he was so important because he could shoot and space him out. Like you need a guy who could at that three or at that five can have like a stockier build. Shoot the three, I think is most important. Like that's the matchup that seems like to do the best job against Wemby.
Yeah. Yeah, you need a stockier. Yeah, I think just being very physical and being able to hold your ground. I texted on the chat, right? Like some of these Wemby post ups or even face ups against Cat where he couldn't really like get through him at all was like that Cat, that viral like
Oh,
post
oh,
up
yeah.
on DeMarcus Cousins. It's just like that's literally what it felt like. Like Cat, good for Cat, man. I mean, he's transformed himself into a much better defender since his like last couple of years on the Timberwolves. So yeah, very, very impressive
Almost been
performance.
night
And
and day
offensively,
with
he was good too.
playoffs, dude.
Huh?
Like just night and day feels like this playoffs versus the regular season. Just how
Yeah, he's been really good. I don't know when they flipped the switch because it felt like this season the Knicks were pretty mid for like a
yeah.
lot of it, especially like in the second half. Going into the playoffs. I don't know. I'm impressed by this. I
I
still
think
can't
like
believe they might
after
win the chip,
January
dude.
30th or something, they were first in net rating. So they kind of figured it out after like they really
Yeah.
struggled that like December, January stretch of the season, but after that they've been good.
And in the
Yeah.
playoffs, I think they're first in net in offensive and defensive rating.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah, I
So
mean 12 straight game wins, and they
yeah,
only lost
But
it.
they're also an elite rebounding team, right? I think
yeah.
the Spurs and them are both supposed to be elite rebounding teams. So,
Yeah,
and we
the
saw
only
that
losses this
firsthand.
playoffs were two CJ McCollum game winners. Like that's all they've lost, and that's like 1 point wins. Their net ratings like got to be through the roof.
Yeah, our average margin of victory must be like 18 points, some shit
Yeah,
like that, given that 60-point blowout against the thing. So, damn.
Any game two predictions?
I think Spurs take it.
I also the
What,
Spurs have to, otherwise it's cooked. Like
well,
you're done for, bro. There might be a sweep incoming if the Spurs don't take this one. Like
what were you guys'
genuinely.
predictions going into the series? What are they after this game?
So I thought you can go first.
I had Spurs in six. But after this game, I don't like changing too far from my prediction.
Hmm.
So I'd probably move to Spurs in seven, which feels within the realms of possibility.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I originally like very like originally I had Spurs in six, but before this series started, I was listening to a lot of podcasts and like people were bringing up very good points just about like the Knicks offense in the playoffs and also the regular season matchups and how OG, which hasn't even happened really yet, but how OG was like an extremely good Wemby defender, how they felt like they had a formula for him with Mitch and Cat, and that kind of swayed me to do Spurs in seven. So I will stick by Spurs. I'll stick by Spurs in seven. Like Sahil is saying as well.
Yeah, I mean, before the round started, I had Knicks in six. So again,
Hey, looking good.
I was a little bit on the hater train because obviously they did beat my team. But yeah, I think again, the reason I came into it was like you said, they had three guys who I really think could do a good job on Wemby. I think they dominated the glass at a level that they don't turn the ball over. I think they're gonna win the shooting battle, and then there are just a lot of reasons for them not. There's a lot of reasons for them to win, like matchup wise. They've done really good against them in the regular season. I think they won
Hmm.
twice and then lost one game by like 1 point.
That was Julian
And
Champagny when he had 11 threes or some
exactly.
shit like that.
And then
Yeah.
they beat them in the cup in a high stakes game. Like you kind of take that into consideration. I just think
And
the
Wemby was neutralized
yep.
like in multiple games. So yeah. So how does it feel knowing your team was closer to beating the Knicks than the Spurs were in game one of the finals? Does it make you
Honestly,
better? Do you kind of want the Knicks to win just
not so
because you
good.
consider
No,
you lost to the
I
champions?
and then Cat came on mic'd up. He said something about how like, hey guys, same thing as game one
Oh
against
yeah, the offense will come, guys. Don't
the
worry.
offense. The offense came.
Yeah.
Hey,
Should we
shout out
talk?
to Cat, man. Yeah, tell me.
We
Sorry.
talk OKC offseason? So you want to take it away?
Yeah, we have time now. That's
Yeah.
great.
Let's do it. Well, I mean, like we could go over game seven real quick.
Yeah.
Kind of going into game seven, Spurs win game six by 20 after a crazy third quarter. They just dominate the Thunder. And then going into game seven, I was pretty confident as a Thunder fan. We don't really lose back-to-back games. We don't really
Yeah.
lose home games other than like fluky game ones. That's all the home games we've lost. And then the Spurs kind of came in and took our lunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time the Thunder made a run to kind of cut into the game, the Spurs just battled back. They seemed like the more poised team, played excellent. I thought the role players just had games, you know what I mean? Like De'Aaron Fox struggled throughout the series, was really great starting the game, kind of finished the game as well. Stephon Castle's obviously just been awesome against the Thunder all playoffs, but especially that game. And then Champagny just started the game off super hot. Dylan Harper was excellent. Keldon Johnson made two huge threes in the fourth quarter, and then Wemby did
Dude.
what Wemby does. Like had a pretty rough game by his standards, but like just did enough like around the edges. And even though he had 5 fouls and couldn't play late, like he was still super impactful defensively to close the game out. Like OKC just didn't have the players at the end of the day. Like losing two of your biggest ball handlers, even though Shea had an awesome game and Casey Wallace had an awesome fourth quarter, it just wasn't enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it must have killed you to watch. Like, they hit some bullshit shots, bro. Keldon Johnson, after like not hitting
Yeah.
a shot in the first three quarters, hitting two back-to-back threes. And it was tough because you guys had responded with threes of your own, but they just would not, they would match every shot.
Exactly.
And then obviously that Wemby, like that was a big dagger. I know there's still some time left, but that felt like a huge, like basically like dagger early, like I think like 3 minutes left in the game when he
Yep.
hit that shot. And I mean, Shea, like people are talking about like giving Wemby all his flowers after game seven. Dude, it was Shea had the better game. Like Shea had an incredible game
Yeah.
seven. They just didn't have anyone else. Like Casey Wallace showed up late, I guess. But it was like an all like a very, very team effort. Like Dylan Harper, huge fucking balls to take that three
Yeah.
at the end of the quarter. I feel like Stephon Castle had a good game too. I forget I don't know his numbers for game 7, but I mean, it felt like everyone showed up and did their part for the thing. Obviously, Julian Champagny shooting like crazy the last 2 games of the series too. Um, so yeah, it's a tough loss. It, yeah, I don't know. It felt like Spurs kind of had control the whole game. I know you guys kind
Definitely.
of
Yeah.
stormed back, but Caruso
There's-
chose a bad night to like he took some bad shots too, but he was
Yeah.
like 1 of 10. Jared McCain, I don't know. He had like a couple. He started off the game well. I
It's
remember.
crazy how like they didn't even have McCain to start the year, and then like their playoffs essentially came down to like him
McCain,
being the third or fourth best player.
live by McCain, die by McCain.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the conversation about the Thunder is obviously Shea had the best game of the series so far, and he's really struggled throughout that series. And then obviously Chet Holmgren, 4 points, 1 of 2 shooting, really
That's a
hesitant,
big storyline.
really hesitant on the offensive end. Just again, third team All NBA, but really Supermax player, just couldn't do anything on that end.
Did you hear what did you hear what Tim Legler said about Chet?
Yeah, like
That made a lot of sense.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like his confidence, right? So you start overthinking and then you're just yeah, you're kind of just scared to shoot the ball and then you make more and more mistakes and like those shots that you normally would take, you're kind of just passing up and that's a deterrent. That's detrimental for your team. So I know we were having some like I don't know, I had maybe had a controversial take about looking into trading Chet or just like it like this is not they're gonna have to face the Spurs every time, right? And if he's not able to get through this mental hurdle of being able to score against Wemby and defend him. Like, what the fuck is the point? And like he it's already like a low bar. Like we were praising him for a 15 and 11 game in game 5. We're like, yeah, his good games, he's also elite defensively. You can't see everything from the box score, right? But if he's gonna attempt 2 shots, like you should empty the clip at the very least, is like at least what I think. Like shit, Mobley would at least take 10 shots. I don't know. Like, 2 shots? Come on now.
No, let's not disrespect Mobley, bro. He had a good playoff. He had a great.
yeah. I think the problem with Chet is at this point his shot's just so slow. He can't shoot over anyone. Like you would think
Yeah.
the height helps him shoot over like the wing defenders. He can't. Gets blocked by some of them at times. He gets like super high contests. And because of that, he has like no go-to, right? As a center, like when he plays the 5, he can get the lobs, he can, get the rebounds. But Wemby just shuts down all of that down, right? So Chet, like he didn't shoot any threes this game, and he had a lot of looks, but he just doesn't feel confident. That's part of it for sure. But also, like his shot is so slow, and they close out so hard on him, and he can't take advantage of those closeouts.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a great offensive player at this point of which sucks. He's a great 5. Like if he's the center, he can play. But at the same time, that happens, we just lose the rebounding battle, and then Wemby just takes this matchup so personally. He just attacks Chet every time, and it feels
Yeah.
like you said, he just gets to the spin move. He gets around them. If he doesn't, he'll just straight up dunk on him. Like whatever it
He
does,
really did.
he
He
dunks on him a
really just
lot.
dunked on him. He just puts his hands above him. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah,
That's so tough. Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
any fear about paying Chet 54 million in 2031?
not at all, in my opinion. Like again, this is a bad matchup for him, and it's going to be a bad matchup until he, gets over his mental hurdles. But I think the fact that he'll gain enough confidence by beating 28 other teams. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there are that many bad matchups for him. I think he in
This
a
is the
Knicks
one
matchup,
matchup.
I agree, right? But he'll get better. He's not going to play the Spurs every day like he will for a 7-game series in the Western Conference Finals. So I still have a lot of faith in Chet. I just think he was overtaxed. And like as a again, he's a great cutter. He can shoot when he's wide open. I think if he can learn to speed up his shot, I think that's a big point of emphasis. And just having a lot more ball handlers like AJ and J-Dub to run like actual actions with him.
Hmm.
Like, he's not a great screener, but like do something like with him that isn't just like have him wait around the 3-point line or try to, if have him go one-on-one against a mismatch. Like there's really not much you can do right now, which sucks without other
Yeah.
ball handlers on the floor.
So next year, Si, are you pretty much running it back and hoping to get healthy?
I think so. I mean, you definitely have to get rid of Dort, which sucks, right? He's the longest tenured Thunder, but a lot of controversy he carries. People don't really like him. But he's definitely part of the culture. So it is a tough loss. Obviously Canadian as well with Shea.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
Shea
like
said he
pieces
wants him
there.
back, right? Like Shea literally said
Yeah,
he
but
wants Lou back, and Lou
Rusty,
also said he wants to come back. But yeah, it's not his choice.
yeah, I mean, Isaiah Hartenstein has a team option. I feel like we're gonna decline that and sign him for like a team friendly extension, maybe like 2 for 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
Cason Wallace is extension eligible, and he's just so much better at Lou with shooting. Like you just have to think he's a better defender at this point. Just like
He's one of the best like two-way players in the league, dude.
yeah,
Jason Wallace, he's
And
gonna fetch
game
a lot of
seven,
money.
he kind of earned his money there. Like he
right.
was
Chose the
that's a
right
ball
quarter
handler.
to go. Yeah,
And now we
yeah,
have we Alex Caruso signed already long term for another 3 more years. Like Lou Dort is the guy out the door. He's making $17 million. And again, if we re-sign him or accept his team option, like we're gonna be over the second apron with all these guys. So that's probably the move. And then feel like we trade up
Joe.
in the draft. I feel like that's probably our big move, if anything. Like
you
I don't
trade.
think,
Oh, you want to get younger?
well, not necessarily younger, because we're probably the guy I want to draft is Yaxel Lendeborg from Michigan.
Michigan? No,
Yeah.
that's who the Warriors want. People want the Warriors to draft him too. Interesting. The
We got
super
two
athletic
picks. You guys
guy.
got one, you know what I mean?
All
I
right,
feel
bro.
like I feel like they can move Isaiah Joe. They didn't even play him, and McCain
Yeah,
kind of takes up like
Yeah, McCain is literally better than
30%.
exactly.
Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and he makes like 12 mil. You can slide him into someone's salary books, and so I wouldn't be surprised if he's not there next year too.
Aaron Wiggins as well. Like again, Aaron Wiggins,
Yeah, both those guys
Joe.
fully out of the rotation. That
Aaron
was
Wiggins has just been bad.
surprising.
Like he's
Yeah.
completely lost his jumper, which sucks because he was like 40% a couple years ago. Last year was like 37 on pretty good volume. Like
I bet he'll be good at his next stop,
I
honestly.
think so for sure. I mean, all of these guys are very good NBA players. Like the depth of the Thunder
Yeah.
definitely the advantage there. But yeah, I think those are guys we definitely probably move on from, unfortunately, just to get under the tax. And then we have Topic, who, never really got much of a chance. We have Sorber, who was a rookie last year, tore his ACL.
Yeah.
So those are two guys you kind of add in there. I don't know. We'll see. I really think this is a team that was, again, 8 points away from the NBA Finals without two of their biggest ball handlers, maybe two of their top four best players. They were that close. So it's hard to say
Yeah.
that we were just that far off, you know what I mean? And again, Shea had a bad series, but there's also a lot on his plate. I think there's like to believe that we're that far away from the Spurs, even though the Spurs are obviously going to get much better, is kind of like fake. I think
Yeah, you're
50
not.
versus
No,
healthy,
definitely
like
not.
we're better, and then next year maybe it's closer to 50-50.
Any concerns about J-Dub just given the fact that he looked like even the
A
games he
lot.
played this season didn't
Yeah.
look great? Yeah, tell
Yeah, a
me.
lot. I mean, 4 hamstring injuries in 1 year is insane. Uh,
Mm.
so we'll hope for the best there. If he's not healthy, then I don't know what you do. You trade him away. Uh,
That's crazy. That's even an option.
I
yeah,
mean, he will be such an asset though. Like he'll be wanted around the league no matter injury
for
history.
sure.
So
Yeah, J-Dub for Donovan Mitchell. Like, are we gonna get that
I
shit
keep seeing
rolling?
J-Dub for Evan
J-Dub
Mobley.
and Chet for Mobley and
that sounds good to
Donovan
me.
Mitchell.
Sounds good to me. I'll give you Jared Allen. How about that?
No, Sai, would you not take that? Would you not take J-Dub and Chet for Donovan Mitchell and Mobley?
No,
Really?
no.
No way.
Why
No way.
defensively you think it's crazy drop off or something for like losing J-Dub for someone like Donovan? I feel like you need someone like Donovan on that
I
team.
don't think anybody needs someone like Donovan.
I don't
Oh,
think.
come on.
I'm
Come
hating on him.
on, bro.
I'm hating on him.
Another elite ball handler who can actually create for himself. You guys could have used that in game seven.
Yeah,
That could create for
sure.
himself better than J-Dub can.
The
And
problem with
Evan
Donovan,
Mobley is giving you an almost equal, probably equal performance defensively to Chet, only a way better off, or not way better, but better offensive performance. I mean, it's more nuanced than that, but I don't know.
dude, the problem with Donovan is and you can see it in like at one point it was like, oh, who's better, him or Brunson? And now it feels like Brunson's so much better because like you just can't really throw Brunson off his game. Like whatever happens, he's gonna get his own. He's gonna get the looks he wants. His footwork and mechanics are so good that like even if you make him pick up his dribble, he can find a way to find a shot.
He
And
does, yeah.
he gets to the fourth quarter and he looks exhausted, and
Yeah.
it's like maybe it's because he's carrying too much of a load, but even like, now it's like Harden was ball pounding for like half the game. You have enough
Yeah.
time to rest, but it's like I think he's just very easily scouted. Like I feel like a lot of
There's two or three things he does all the time. Yeah, I know,
yeah,
100%. You're
yeah.
totally right. Yeah.
Like and Brunson has just like he has a huge bag. Mitchell has this crazy bag, but it's like in the regular season it looks really good because you're not like keying on all of his tendencies. But the moment you really start looking at him and watching him every day, you like, because I watch a Donovan Mitchell game and like, yeah, I mean, obviously we're fans of the team, so we know what they're gonna do. But like, you really know what he's gonna do. He just like makes shots all the time. It's like, oh shit. But
Yeah.
Brunson, like,
Brunson is so intentional with his dribbles, but it feels like he never picks it up either. It's kind
yeah,
of crazy
Yeah.
compared to what Donovan is doing. Yeah, Donovan is like more the epitome of the guy who like jumps up, but without knowing what he's gonna do, and then he just kind of like throws it away. He lands. You don't. Yeah.
Rohan, does any
Um.
part of you not want the Knicks to win because of the whole
No.
the
No.
whole thing
I
is,
don't
you know what I'm
care.
gonna say?
Let small guards win, bro. It's fine. Becky, like it's fine. I don't care. I think it's great. I don't give a shit who wins. Like I guess as a Western Conference fan, I would slightly prefer the Eastern Conference to win. Also, I think Wemby will get enough in his lifetime, and I don't think that this iteration of the Knicks will win again. Like
Yeah,
I think the Thunder might have been a worse matchup for them. Who knows?
for sure.
Um, but like I think let the
I mean,
Knicks.
maybe a
I don't
full
care who wins.
Thunder.
I want good
Why
basketball.
can't the Knicks? Why can't the Knicks win again?
I don't know. I think a fully healthy Celtics team is probably better than this once they do some retooling.
They beat a healthy Celtics team before.
No, they did. They did.
They
It
match up
still
pretty
feels
well
like
with
a
them.
fluke. They blew like two huge leads. It just feels like the Celtics are a better team than the Knicks. Like, come on, going into this season, going into these playoffs, we thought the Celtics were
I
better,
think
right?
the Pacers are
It-
better. I think that's where I'm worried more than the Celtics.
Maybe, yeah. I
I gotta
mean, we've
see
seen
what
the Pacers beat them twice,
I gotta see what
so
Tyrese
there's
looks like,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't want to see Tyrese, bro. Now that is what I see him. I feel like bad, and I also want to throw up. Like he looks really out of shape. I'm serious. He looks terrible.
It's the face
No offense.
shadows, man.
Like his hair is like he's losing his eyebrows and shit. I
Yeah.
feel so bad for that guy.
Yeah, pray
Yeah,
for
but I'm glad he got his bag before like any
true.
of this, and he got married. Hopefully, his wife won't. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I feel bad. Um, yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Dude,
I feel
Miles
like we've.
Garrett to the Rams?
Okay. All right. Yeah, the rich get richer. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, this is the worst division to be in fucking football, man. God damn.
And then Aaron Donald coming back? Aaron
Dude,
Donald coming back?
if he actually does
I
come,
saw that.
I don't. If I'm an offensive lineman, I might just retire, or like
Purdy might like end it all.
I
Yeah.
might fake and I might anytime I play the Rams, I'm just gonna fake an illness or something. Because like I'm not going out there and guarding Miles Garrett and Aaron Donald. I don't care if Aaron Donald is 35 and old.
Yeah.
Bro, like he's still in insane shape and he's still so good. Wow, I can't even imagine what that would look like. Imagine if they line up in
Dude, Byron Young, what's his name? Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk,
dude,
plus Aaron Donald, Miles Garrett. That's
not
terrible.
even and you're not even talking about the offense yet.
Oh yeah. Best offense in the league last year?
The thing is, I
Jeez,
feel like
man.
they're still gonna lose the Super Bowl. I don't or like I don't know. I
You
don't know.
never know. I mean, it's like it's a crazy
It's
super team. You never see this type of shit. And like
Hey,
we got Trent
guys.
McDuffie too.
So I don't take it for granted because your teams, you're
Oh,
at
I
the
know.
bridge, man.
Dude,
This is
literally
bullshit, bro. Like,
my
what
teams
is
won an MVP.
this?
Like the players on my teams won MVP last year, both of them. Like
Yeah, that's
And they,
that's that's
and
never
they both
happened.
lost in like damn near the
And
finals. Like,
yeah,
it's
they
what I'm
lost in the
talking
same
about.
fucking way. Team that owned them in the regular season beat them.
even when the Warriors were able to win championships and stuff, like the Niners
The
were
Niners were ass.
or
Yeah.
after just selling in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
So
then the one year the Warriors were ass, the Niners made it to the Super Bowl and lost.
Well, the first time the
All
Rams won,
flipped out.
the Thunder were ass, like actual dog shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You see Serena Williams might be coming out of retirement.
I didn't
I
know.
saw
If that
for
matters.
doubles, right?
I don't know, maybe. I know Venus only plays doubles these days. I don't know. Serena, I saw that ad on like that Nike ad or there's some ad about it. I thought that was cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you been watching? I mean, I know Sai, you don't really watch. Sal, have you been following French Open?
Yeah, I have. So you think Zverev
He's
is
gonna get his first one. Dude, I mean, I love Jakob Mensing. He's the guy he's playing right now.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of his. So, I mean, I hope he can upset him because I would hate to see Zverev win. Like, Zverev's like my RJ Barrett, bro. I don't want to fucking see that guy succeed. I just don't think he's that good. But no,
yeah,
Sai, like,
RJ Barrett? What a
no, I'll
con.
tell you some no, he's way better than RJ Barrett. Like, he's like
much
fucking like
better than
Zverev is number 4 in the world. Like he's very, very good. But he's not, it's like there's such a big drop off between him and like the top two and maybe even Djokovic, who's number 3. But no, aside for context, this French Open, every top seed has lost
Yeah.
in like embarrassing fashion. Like Sinner was as close as you could. He not even only up 2-0, right? He's up 5-1 in the third set. You have to get to 6 games. He was
Yeah.
up 5-1
That's crazy.
and
And
he
he
was up
lost.
2-0. That is he lost
Yeah.
18 games in a row. How the fuck do you lose 18 games in a row? The Heat really got to him. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah, he was.
Alcaraz has been out with an injury.
Right.
Djokovic lost. He got upset as well.
Did he lose to Mensick? Who did he lose to?
He lost to some rando who lost in the next round.
Bro.
Even on the women's side, Sabalenka
Yeah,
lost.
Sabalenka
Oh,
got
really?
upset too today. Yeah. And she said she wanted to quit tennis. She won the first set, lost the next two. And then what's it called? Also lost today. FAA, this guy, this Canadian guy, Felix Auger Aliassime, who I also really like, he got upset. Like all these guys are getting upset. So like we will have like a new face win.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. But yeah, I'll be watching this. I'm really excited for Mensik versus Zverev. That's gonna be a fucking awesome game. So
Let me see. That's on
it's on Friday at like 4. But they haven't determined the time, but I'm assuming it's gonna be like 5 a.m. or something stupid like that,
yeah.
unfortunately. Sunday the finals will be like a normal time. It'll be like 11 a.m. or something. Last year's finals, one of the
That's 6
greatest
a.m.
games of all time. So
So
what
good.
is?
It says 6 a.m.
It's already been decided?
Yeah.
The time?
On the
Oh.
championship. Yeah.
No, championship? Wait, really?
Yeah.
It doesn't say the time for me.
Yeah, it says
That's
TV.
what it says on ESPN. Just looking.
What's 6 a.m.? No way. Because last year it was not. Was it? Was it that early last year? I don't remember.
The championship is
Um,
at 6 a.m.
I don't remember. Oh wait, last year I guess I watched mainly the last set, which was I guess maybe that was like 11 o'clock. Yeah. Sai, you should watch last year's Roland Garros finals. That was genuinely one
That
of the
was
greatest
Sinner.
tennis matches of all time. Like one of the craziest comebacks of all time. Shit, we have to go. But let me tell you in 30 seconds. Alcaraz was down. He went down 2-0.
Okay.
He won the set, so he's down 2-1, right? And it's best of 5. Sinner is up in the fourth set, which means if Sinner wins the set, he wins the
Yeah.
championship. He's up 5-4, I think. And serving, which means like when you're serving, you're basically expected to win the set and win the game. So he's up 5-4 and serving. He's up 40 to love in the set he's serving. So he has 3 championship points.
Yeah.
Right? It's called a triple championship point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Alcaraz wins every single one of those points. He wins that game, so it's 5-5, wins the set, and then the final set, the 5th set, goes into like their equivalent of overtime, and Alcaraz has like the most dominant performance. He wins by like 7 points. Like it's crazy the shit he does. You have to watch that video. It's absurd. It is fucking crazy what he does after being down like that. And it's all because Sinner can't handle the heat and the stamina. He doesn't have stamina. Like he always loses 3-hour games. And this game went on for like 5 hours.
Should we become a tennis podcast?
Dude, I would love to talk about
Teach me how to
tennis.
watch tennis. Yeah.
Dude, you should watch. No, you should give it a chance, dude. It's actually like fun to watch.
Whenever I do watch it, I enjoy it. It's just
Yeah,
the times
it's
are
pretty
always
fun.
weird, to be honest. And I sometimes watch the US Open.
Yeah, the one good thing is that it happens at all times of the year. So there's always a tennis match going on, which is great. Whether it's like a major, like the top 4, or like a minor one. But yeah. Okay, I think we can wrap it up here. We really digressed a lot toward the end. This is good. I think this is good that we got an efficient pod in. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast, guys. Follow us on all socials. You know the Change of Pace socials. And we'll be back at you soon. Perhaps after game 2, which is on Friday. Maybe we can record on like the weekend. I'm not totally sure if our schedules line up, but it'll be soon. And yeah, thanks for listening.